We're going to use pattern. You're going to work on a whole complete pattern in your journal. I wanted to take you on a quick visualization. I have my gratitude drops, so I'm going to use those. Doing one drop, too. I'm rubbing it between my hands and taking a breath. And then I'm going to rub it just on my arms because it smells great. Today, I'm going to take you on a short little journey in a meditation. So let's start by breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Let all the breath out. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. You could take a few more breaths in and out. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. One more in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Let your eyes get really, really, really heavy. And find yourself in some space that's your favorite space. It might be the beach, or it could be a forest, or it could just be a grassy knoll. But let it be your favorite space. And in this space, I want you to walk until you find this comfortable place to sit, whatever that may be. It could be a bench, or a chair, or a stool, or maybe a log, but a comfortable place. Find yourself amongst all the noises of the woods or the landscape wherever you are. Maybe there's flowers or a soft breeze blowing, and maybe things are swaying in the wind. And in this swaying, you're going to find maybe animals or flowers or critters of some kind. Find whatever you need is going to come to you, whatever your inspiration is. As you sit there and wonder and you see and you look around, pretend that you could see everywhere. You could see everything. You could see as far as the eyes could possibly see. Just your eyes are closed, so it's not hard to pretend that, right? So just pretend that you could find all these interesting things that you could draw, or you could connect with, or that would be important for you, whatever that may be. And let something, whatever that something may be, it could be an animal, a tree, a flower, a rock, the water itself, let that draw you in. What's there for you? Get closer to whatever that thing may be. Find that thing. Can you pick it up and hold it? Can you smell it? Can you pet it? Can you ask it to let you pick it, if it's a flower, for instance? Is it a special kind of flower, or a special leaf that you found on the ground, or a special animal that means something to you? Let that speak to you for a little while. I want you to really, really look at it. Look at that thing. For now, I want you to see whatever that pattern could be with whatever that thing is. And that's what you're going to work on, is a whole complete pattern in your journal. So you're going to use whatever this thing is and continue to draw it over and over and over again in a million different ways, or the same way, or different sizes, big or small. And you're going to create a pattern with this thing, whatever that means for you. Take another deep breath and let it go. And somehow bring back this item with you, whatever that may be, so you can remember what it is. And in a few seconds, when you feel comfortable and you know what your item is, you can open your eyes and come back. Draw a little sketch. If you have your notebook right there by your side, you could draw a little sketch right now while I'm talking to you. I have a favorite artist. Her name is Tisha Moore. A few years ago, she had a stroke in surgery. She pretty much no longer has a practice where she used to teach classes and things like that. And I loved her style. You could look her up. She has a few YouTube videos that are very insightful. I really enjoyed them. But I modeled this book I'm about to show you from something that she taught. So this is watercolor paper that I folded. It's smooth watercolor paper to make this journal, right? And then I just painted the backgrounds. And then this is an unfinished, this is why I'm talking to you about it. I've had this journal for a long time and I've never finished it. And I feel like I want to finish this now. So that's why I'm talking to you about this, because this is a style of having a journal page that I think is fun. So in this particular journal page, which is the one I wanted to talk about, she talks about mindlessly going through a magazine and pulling out images that mean something to you and creating a border of odd sizes and whatever and gluing it around your border before you get started on the main image. We're going to create a pattern through here. I'm combining her style and my style, right? So I like the idea of a border. So I've put this border around here, and it's just a bunch of mismatched pieces of cutout magazines that I thought were interesting. You know, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, maybe this is a little more like 1.5 inch in spots, to create this border. And all I did was paint with a few colors, kind of an ombre effect, right? So I did yellow, pinky, and I kind of smushed it together and created this orange in the middle. So this is what you're going to make as your pattern page, right? You can color this in, paint this in, whatever you want to do afterwards. But whatever that image was that you got, you're going to create call it a doodle page, but you're going to create a pattern, a repetitive pattern somehow throughout your page. Make sure you make some kind of a border. You could hand draw a border if you really wanted to, but I loved this where I cut out patterns that I found in a magazine, and Tisha says, don't think about it, just rip them out. And then I cut them smaller size so that I could get them in the journal, right? Now, the other thing she does is she does pen work on these. So if you have these one for all pens, I have a black and a white one. Some of you I know told me you got the colored ones. These work great, or you could use the Sharpie paint pens. These work great on these magazine images. So that you can kind of make them your own. You could kind of draw or write or do whatever. Like I started here making the number 2, like I was going to label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. And then I was going to do some more doodles. Now on this page, let's see, can you see it? On this page, there's a border on here, but then I took and I created, even though this was a piece of rug up here. So I took and I created some paint pen images on there with my Sharpie. You can see some of them up here. So you can make them your own by using paint pens. But the bulk of the exercise is to create a repetitive pattern on this whatever page you choose. I like having a background. You might want to paint it in afterwards. You do you, that's okay. But repetitive, whatever you saw in our journey, that's what you're going to do here. Now, could you have 1, 2, 3 patterns in there? Of course you could. If you think about Zentangle, you could do something Zentangle-ish. You could look up patterns in there and use that. But the main part of this exercise is to see what you found that you could repeat from nature. That would be a repetitive pattern in here. It could be a wave. It could be a flower. It could be the shape of a rock that you found. It could be a piece of wood, a shape of a piece of wood, and then you could doodle in each shape. But repetitiveness is what we're going for.